Greetings. This is a message of solidarity to all workers, to all trade unionists and all communities for May Day, a very troubled May Day, one none of us anticipated for this year. We're seeing that Black and minority ethnic and migrant workers are on the front line, not just in the UK, but across Europe. They're the workers that are filling those essential roles, the key workers, who are not given the appropriate safety and protection in those roles and are dying in disproportionate numbers as a result. When we've seen historically that Black and migrant workers are labelled, demonised, accused of stealing British jobs for British workers by racists and fascists, and now the people that we are depending on to ensure that essential services run. And there is going to be an inquiry into the deaths, but what we actually need is for those deaths to be prevented and for urgent action to be taken to protect those workers. Those are also workers that predominantly work in precarious work on the lowest pay with the worst terms and conditions. So whilst it's disgraceful, it's not of any surprise to those who have campaigned like myself against racism in the labour market and at work for many years, that they are dying disproportionately as a result. But it's a horrendous situation to be in, and we all need to stand up to that. There's also an impact in terms of those people that are displaced, who are fleeing climate change, who are fleeing persecution, who are fleeing poverty and conflict, who are not only just displaced, but in terms of the infrastructures to support them, those infrastructures are not in place at all. So even, basic things like water and food, those of us who are involved in coordinating aid are not able to do that work because it's unsafe for both the people that are displaced and the people that are volunteering doing that work, and because borders are closed. At the same time, undocumented workers can't get any support from the government, and those who were working but jobs have gone and have no access to public funds find themselves destitute now. That includes people of the Windrush generation and their families, and we're also seeing that people are facing racist abuse, which has included really horrific physical attacks leading to people hospitalized, but also those people that are undocumented or are in the process of appeals or trying to regularize their immigration status are less likely to go to hospital if they do have coronavirus symptoms, for fear of the repercussions and what will happen to them. So in fighting for the rights of workers, not just in the UK, but internationally, during this crisis, we must also stand up to racism. My heart and my deepest condolences go out to all of the families who have lost loved ones. And I think it's really essential that people don't become desensitized. We're talking about thousands of people who have died. We're talking about children who have become orphans. We're talking about babies that have been born and their mothers have died. And we mustn't forget about those people that have died. We must honour their memories, and we must respect their lives and remember them whilst we fight for the rights and protection of everybody else to stay alive. Solidarity for May Day.